and they said something like 60% of all men do not wash their hands after going to the washroom. Now, keep in mind that germs get passed mostly through hand contact. Think about that next time you go to shake the hand of a man you know or don't know. You might get a little more than you're bargaining for. On that note, let me bring out my first guest. He's an instructor here at Northern Illinois University, Mr. Matt Swan.
Hi, Kate.
Hi.
And I washed.
Okay.
I'm one of the few that washed before and after.
Well, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah, or else I wear the latex gloves.
I'd like to thank you for coming on to the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, thanks. How about you?
I'm pretty good myself. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do here at Northern?
I am an instructor in the communication department, or the Department of Communication. Right now I presently teach Comms 309, that is performance. It's a public speaking class. I teach Comms 355, that's media writing. And I have taught Speech 100, Intro to Speech, as well as Comms 251, Intro to Media Studies. And last year I taught a class on Hitchcock films. I enjoyed that very much.
Well, that's interesting. So you're all over the board in the
I'm
comms
kind of all
department.
over the place. I also supervise in the editing lab 10 hours a week.
Wow.
And this semester I'm also teaching 2 courses for the theater department.
What are you teaching there?
I'm teaching a graduate class that's called the New Play Workshop. It's set up to be a writing play, acting, new plays class, although it's pretty much talking to, now it has turned into performing the new script. And then I teach one section of Intro to Theater.
What a fun class.
Intro to Theater 203. Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
You're a playwright yourself, so
I
you
am a
have
playwright.
experience
Yes.
teaching the class.
And that's what I enjoy the most about, and that's my favorite type of writing, is playwriting, although I like script writing very much as well. But my background has been in theater, so this has been an interesting and different semester for me. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It is.
Now, teaching here at NIU seems to be kind of a family thing, huh?
Uh-huh.
Your wife, Judy, also works for the university. Why don't you tell us about that?
My wife Judy is also technically an instructor. She teaches Comms 309 as well. Right now she is teaching business communication, but her main job, she has a staff position. She is the advisor for students in the Bachelor of General Studies degree program. Judy also teaches she coaches the forensics team, and that's how we met.
Aw.
Yeah, in 1980.
Wow.
Judy goes way back. Judy was coaching the NIU team then. I was a coach at Rock Valley College in Rockford.
A little rivalry kind of thing there?
Well, NIU was always a little bit stronger than the Rock Valley team. But, this is a 4-year university.
Right.
It should be a little bit better. And we met at a tournament, and 10 years later, we went on our first date.
Wow.
And 2 years after that, we were married.
Wow, that's a cute little story.
It's a good story. I always enjoy telling it.
Now, you said that you worked in the theater department. I understand you just finished up with a play. What was that experience like for you?
It was very enjoyable. I performed in the NIU Theater Arts production of Midsummer Night's Dream. I had one of the clown parts. There's a subplot in there surrounding a group of workmen in Athens who put on this little play. And I found it to be very enjoyable. This was the second production I acted in here. I was in Arms and the Man in the fall. And that was a very pleasurable experience as well. This was a little bit more upbeat show.
Yeah.
So consequently, it was a little bit more fun.
Right.
And there's a play within a play at the end of the show, which you saw, I believe.
Yeah, you were very good in it, by the way.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
You're
I didn't
welcome.
set you up too much for that. And that was a real blast to do. And our last week, it really took off, and it was just nonstop laughs. So it was a gas.
It was a lot of fun to watch, too.
Thank
Let me
you.
tell you, a lot of audience participation.
Well, I think that's the beauty of theater that I really enjoy very much, is just that live performance. You can generally get a real energy happening between your audience, and the performer.
Right.
Especially if the material is accessible to the audience and that they're really getting into it. And that energy feeds onto the actors, so it becomes a real reciprocal kind of thing.
Yeah.
And our last week, that was really happening a lot, I felt, and it really made performing that little play within the play much more enjoyable than it was the week before.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yes, it is.
Before coming to Northern, I understand that you worked in Rockford. What kind of work did you do there?
I had several different jobs in Rockford. As we've said, my main background has been in theater.
Right.
when I first came to Rockford, I coached and taught at Rock Valley Community College. Then I started to work at the NBC affiliate in Rockford. At the time that was WTVO, although now it is WREX.
Right.
And I was a copywriter there, so I was writing commercials. Then I took a year off. I worked at the New American Theater in Rockford. That's their professional theater. And I was an associate director, and I acted and I directed and I wrote scripts for them.
Oh, yeah.
And then what the majority of my career in Rockford was spent at WQRF TV, which when I went to work there was an independent station.
Mm-hmm.
And I started out as a copywriter there, and gradually I learned how to edit and run camera and run sound and direct. And so I kind of did a lot of things, and then in 1988 they became a Fox affiliate. And I had my own show for a while. I think we'll talk about that a little while later. It was a late night monster movie series that ran for 8 years, which really was a very good run for a local show,
Yeah.
I felt. And then gradually in 1990 I became part of the promotions department, and that's where I worked in that department up until I left there in 1995 to come to work here. And for a while I did all their on-air promotions for shows that were upcoming in Fox shows and movie promos. And then I produced a show called the High School Sports Spotlight that concerned area high school athletics, and we had 2 NIU students as our hosts for that.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, well, it was that NIU connection, it was very important. And ever since 1993, I produced a show during the summer called the Bears Packers Up Close, where we go up to Platteville and we go up to Green Bay during summer camp for the 2 football teams and interview the players. And I still do that once a year. It's very pleasurable to go up, and I'm a football fan, so it's
2 good teams to
2 very good teams.
contrast to.
And I could have told you in August that the Packers would probably wind up
Oh, yeah?
and win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I know I would have been the only person in America who felt that way.
But you would have been right.
And I would have been right. Yeah, Packers did it all.
That's amazing. You had no formal training in any kind of production, but you just learned on-the-job experience.
That is correct.
Okay.
I had a very strong writing background, and I had written some television down in Florida. I went to school at Florida State, and I wrote for their local PBS station there for a while.
Okay.
So I did have some knowledge of, translating my ideas into the television format.
Right.
But it was mainly on the job training.
So speaking of what you were doing in Rockford, Uncle Don's theater,
Mhm.
why don't you tell us a little bit about what you did there?
This was at the height of Elvira's popularity. She had the big national syndicated show. And also in Chicago, The Son of Svengoolie was really hitting his mark then.
Yeah.
He's back on the air now, but this was like at his original popularity. So our station wanted to create more original programming. So they felt that a late night horror series would work out, because at the time they owned a film package that was all the old Universal horror films, the original Frankenstein, the original Dracula, Wolfman.
So a lot to work with?
Yeah, and I love those movies.
Yeah.
So they first of all asked all the women who had a theatrical bent at the station if they would be interested in hosting, thinking they might get an Elvira look-alike, but
No dice.
they didn't want to do it right, no dice. So they asked me, and I, of course, leapt at the chance, although I refused to show off my cleavage.
Well, that's understandable,
Thank you so much. But I wanted to have a character that would be kind of supernatural, but I was looking more for the weird kind of thing. So, because I wanted to use it as a format to not only make fun of horror films, but also television in general.
Yeah.
So that's why I created the Uncle Don character, and I had a sidekick that was a stuffed shark that I would speak to and they would talk back to me in a high squeaky voice.
Mm.
That, of course, I supplied.
You supplied that voice too?
Oh yeah, it was extremely cheesy, and yet it would be very popular.
I understand you brought a clip.
I did bring a clip, Kate.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's
Okay,
going
this
on?
is from a show in the late '80s. At that time, the phone sex commercials were really hitting their stride. You still see
Yeah.
them on occasionally, but it was the are you lonely? Then call this number.
Yeah.
And you'd always see them on late night TV, and I always thought they were very exploitational, and so I did my own parody of those, and that's what this Uncle Don segment is about. And it does feature the shark, and it also features a person who was doing an internship at QRF at the time,
Stick
Mary
the
Ann
internship
DeFino,
in there?
and she was an NIU student and an NIU graduate.
Wow.
So there you go.
So why don't we go to that clip?
Let's show them.
I'm Uncle Don. Does everyone think you're weird? They think the same thing about me. Why don't you give me a call on my exclusive Uncle Don phone line? I'd love to hear from you. You can call me to tell me all your private thoughts and desires. Why not share your problems with me too? I'm a very good listener. I have a feeling that you and I have an awful lot in common. Maybe we have a mutual interest that really makes both of us hot. It's only $4 a minute with a 40-minute minimum. Well, that's not too much to spend for some warm human contact, is it?
Uncle Don, I've been watching you a long time. You really turned me on.
I can't tell you how happy that makes me.
My friends and family just don't understand me.
Listen, little flower, they're jealous of you, so they're making you suffer for their problems.
Do you really think so, Don?
I'm sure of it. People always pick on the sensitive ones. It's not fair.
In talking to you, I feel so free and uninhibited.
I'm glad. How old are you, Princess?
15.
I gotta go. Bye. You must be over 21 to call, though. The Uncle Don phone line is open to mature adults only. That's so kids don't run up big bills, so I get investigated and put in jail. And try the Sharky line if you want to walk on the wet side.
I'm lonely.
So what?
People hate me.
Oh, boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
I cry all the time.
Oh, I feel so sorry for you.
The Uncle Don phone line. Sure, I want your money, but I also want to talk to you.
Oh man, it looks like you give good phone, huh?
Yeah, thanks, Kate. I'd forgotten that I was shirtless at the end, so I still found a way to get that
Cleavage in there.
Yeah. Boy, I like seeing that again.
It brings back some memories.
Sure, and I'm sure a lot of my students now will have new respect.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, sure.
Speaking of students, do you have any advice that you could give media students about the scary world they're going to have to face pretty soon?
Yes, I do. And the first piece of advice I have is don't be scared. It may seem intimidating, it may seem scary, but I've always felt that the communication field especially is growing so rapidly that there's always going to be a market, especially for students or recent graduates, for entry-level positions,
Yeah.
because, there's a whole chain in communications and in broadcasting, and entry-level positions are always available. This first piece of concrete advice that I have is to sharpen up your writing skills. That's how I landed my first position, and I feel it's the one marketable skill that, never can be out of place or outdated.
Right.
Very strong writing skills. And the second piece of advice I would have is to not be afraid of any new challenge, to try as many things as you possibly can. I really didn't have a background in television, but it was the one job that became available to me when I came to Rockford, and I always liked television, so I took that position, and based on that I got a job 2 years later that really was that paid much better, and I was at QRF for 15 years, and the one skill I always used was my writing skills. And that Uncle Don thing, that was an opportunity I had that I took advantage of, and I really feel because of those that it helped me, prepared me for teaching here at NIU, which is a job I really like very much.
Yeah.
Yep, so
You know,
don't be scared, sharpen up your writing skills, take on every challenge you can.
Those sound like some good words of advice. I want to thank you for coming on to the show. We're going to have to go to a commercial break soon. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck with everything.
Thank you very much, Kate. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Do you have something special to share with a child? Your time, talents, patience, and understanding? Have you ever thought about becoming a big brother or big sister? For more than 90 years, Big Brothers Big Sisters of America has been a national youth-serving organization. Volunteers serving as mentors and role models help youth to increase their self-confidence, reach their highest potential, and to see themselves, often for the first time, as having happy and successful futures. Here in DeKalb County, 30 young boys and 10 young girls are waiting for the relationship of a big brother or big sister. Children in the program are between the ages of 7 and 14, currently living in a single-parent family, and are in need of a strong, dependable relationship that will provide growth from new experiences. If you are interested in becoming a big brother or a big sister in DeKalb County, please call 758-8616. That's 758-8616. It only takes a little time to make a big difference.
We're back, and I'm here with Addie Griffin. What do you have for us tonight?
Well, the production staff and I took a trip to NIU's dance department where we met advanced tap teacher Paula Frosch, who let us sit in on one of her dance classes, and we put a little something together for your viewing pleasure.
Well, let's take a look.
Paula Frosch is a dance instructor at Northern Illinois University and has been for some time. Before coming to Northern, she did many things such as choreography, and still has her hands in many different things.
My name is Paula Frosch, and I've been teaching dance here at NIU for the past 5 years. I have an MFA in dance from the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana and an MA in dance from Butler University. And I started dancing when I was 13 because I was on the diving team, and my coach told me that taking ballet would help improve my form. I'm considered an independent choreographer, which means I choreograph my own works in concert. I've performed concerts at the Dance Center of Columbia College, at the Athenaeum Theater in Chicago, at the Harold Washington Library Theater. I've worked with the Chicago Symphony, with the Fox Valley Symphony, with the Elgin Symphony. I've performed with the Lyric Opera of Chicago for 2 seasons. I've worked at the Eric Crown. Every major theater in Chicago I've done either performed or done my own choreography. Extracurricular activities, I still love sports, and I ride my horse every day, and I rollerblade. In the summer, as conditioning, I rollerblade 10 miles a day, 3 times a week. And I love to play golf.
Paula's students are no different from professional dancers who must practice long hours every day. Practicing some of the most fundamental moves over and over and placing it into a routine is key. The students practice segments of an entire routine and then put the pieces together for a finished product.
heel, step, heel, step, heel, heel. Okay, draw dance. One and a
Who knows? These students of today may be teaching your children of tomorrow. They are just a sample of Broadway dancers and choreographers of the future. This has been a Northern Tonight production.
College can be a difficult part of life to deal with, and Northern Illinois University is no exception to that fact. At Northern Illinois University, there are almost 30,000 students moving at a fast pace just to keep up with their daily regimen of requirements. If you feel like the pressures of school and life are getting the better of you, don't fall victim to the temptation of drug or alcohol abuse to relieve the tension. If you feel this way, there is a place to go for help in the DeKalb area. Give the Ben Gordon Center a call at 756-4875. They are located at 12 Health Service Drive. The counselors and staff at the Ben Gordon Center are trained professionals, and they are there to help you with any addiction you might have. Many students have received help at the Ben Gordon Center, which has definitely benefited their lives. If you need help or information on treatment of a drug or alcohol problem, give the Ben Gordon Center a try. Call them at 756-4875. The other option is truly grim.
We're back with Addie, and I understand that the production department shot a music video of sorts.
You could say that. You better take a look and decide for yourself, though.
All right.
Where are we looking?
I don't know.
Right now, I guess we just got to break it down for you.
Patty, I'd like to thank you for stopping by and bringing those clips.
No problem. It was my pleasure.
Well, that's all the time that we have for tonight. I'd like to thank our guests, Matt Swan and Paul Frosch, for putting up with us. Join us next time when we spotlight NIU graduates in a segment called Where Are They Now? Thanks, everybody.